Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my 2 informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. Someone directed me to an Alpha M video, so I went ahead and watched it. I'm going to talk about it with you guys today. And it's ironic, I'm actually not wearing pants in this video. We're talking about him being embarrassed to not wear a shirt. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit. Let's talk about this. And the reason I want to talk about this is that I want to go somewhere with this. A lot of guys are going to be like, Jason, why do you always give the aesthetics guys a hard time? I only do it for fun. But the thing is, I do want to talk about the negative side of this. Because here's the thing. When you get obsessed with aesthetics to the point to where this guy is, not only is it not alpha, it's actually detrimental to your physical and emotional well-being. It actually hurts you. And I mean, let's be honest here. You have a guy who has, by all standards, by all accounts, has a good physique. Is anyone going to argue about that? I mean, are we going to argue that point? Anybody out there think this guy doesn't have an above average physique? Or someone who lifts? Right? I mean, we can't debate that point. Guy's been training for well over a decade, maybe 2 decades, former competitive bodybuilder, in shape at probably the top 1% in terms of being in shape by objectively speaking, really, top 1%. Says that he's embarrassed right now to be seen shirtless even though he has visible abs and works out like 6 days a week. Says, I know, it's almost I sound like a female. Yeah, you do sound like a female. And that's the problem. How are you going to call yourself Alpha M and talk about being an alpha male when you have a mentality of a female and admit it and portray it to your audience? To young men who are trying to learn somehow to be an alpha male. Now, let's be honest here. This same thing came up. If you guys remember, Eric Bugenhagen said this same thing towards Alpha Destiny. It's absurd to put alpha in your name or to talk about being an alpha male because you cannot learn to be an alpha male. It's an intrinsic personality trait. It just is what it is. You're either an alpha male or you are not. If you're not one, you're never going to learn how to be one. And if you are one, you probably are not going to be able to unlearn it. Part of who you are. It's just part of your being. It is what it is. And I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. Not everyone's an alpha male. Not everyone can be an alpha male. There are disadvantages to being an alpha male. It is what it is. It has its perks and it has its drawbacks, like anything else in life. But to portray that and to market it and then to stand up and say some absurd stuff like you're embarrassed to be seen shirtless when you are in shape is a level of being neurotic and self-obsessed that is detrimental to you as a person. That's my problem with this obsession with the aesthetics thing. Most of these people who get involved in it would have been better off never getting involved in it. They would have been more confident had they never done this. That's the problem. Remember when Dom always said, the first day you walk into the gym is the day that you're forever small? That's the problem. That's the problem with this mentality that gets portrayed in this community. I mean, and he sounds like a soy boy. To use that term again, he sounds like a soy boy. He's that obsessed with how he looks that he's embarrassed. Come on, bro. I mean, you guys have seen me looking my worst shirtless on camera a couple times. Believe me, people won't let me forget. Remember the water cut incident? That was a mistake. Man, I took my shirt off on camera when I was cutting water weight for a powerlifting meet. And my skin was just loose as hell and people made flesh golem memes. It's out there. I did another one with me all furry. Off season. Weighing like 240. Trying to bulk up before I cut a bit for a powerlifting meet to rebuild my strength base. See, she likes that furry stuff. A lot of women like that. A lot of women like that bear mode. But the point is, who cares? Is what it is. You know what? You're not going to, even if you are into the whole bodybuilding and aesthetic thing, you're not going to look that way year round. Accept it. Live with it. Who cares? Who cares? Doesn't matter. And I mean, I'll give you guys the perfect example of me seeing someone turn this around. I'm not going to give his name, but in one of my workout videos, there was a really, really jacked dude, bro of mine, who spotted me on some bench press on camera a couple years back. And people were like, that dude's a monster. I'm like, yeah, he's over 300 pounds, monster. He was trying to get his pro card in bodybuilding. He sacrificed a lot trying to get that pro card. I mean, he sacrificed his health. In his 20s, I'm not going to put his private stuff out, but he suffered some health problems in his 20s already because of how hard he went. Dude was a monster. Absolute monster. You know what he told me? He was like 6 weeks out from a show, and he said he was embarrassed to take his shirt off because he knew he didn't look his best. And he was embarrassed at that point to take his shirt off in front of girls. He was about 10% body fat with very clearly visible abs, sitting at like 295, 300 pounds. Let that sink in. And he was embarrassed. You seen it, because he's like, I don't look my best. It's embarrassing. You know how awful that is? To put in that type of work and to be embarrassed? You know how much effort and you just wasted? Because there's plenty of dudes who don't work out, who walk around the beach every day. There's dudes walking down the beach right now who are going to get pussy tonight who don't work out at all. Who are walking around in a pair of shorts right now on the beach right now who are going to get laid tonight. Because they're not embarrassed. It's the alpha mentality here. Now, update that friend. Saw him recently. He's in a happy new relationship. The happiest I've ever seen him. He's not 300 anymore. He weighs about 250. Not 10% body fat anymore. He looks to be at a nice, healthy mid-teens, probably 14, 15% body fat. He's tall, so that's why he's 250. It looks like he's not on anything, I don't think, right now. He looks happy. Saw him, he's smiling. And he said that his life is the best it has ever been. Got a pretty girl. She's good to him. Got a good woman. And he's happy. Same guy was embarrassed a couple years ago to be seen with his shirt off. 300 pounds. 6 weeks out from a bodybuilding show. Night and day. Because he let go of that nonsense. He let go of it. Said, I just want to be healthy and happy. I just want to be fit. I don't want to die. Why am I wrapped up in all this nonsense? Because that's the thing. It'll kill you to get ripped all the time too. Guys get obsessed with this. It's not healthy. Being 6 or 7% body fat is just as deadly as carrying an extra 50 or 60 pounds of lard on your body. It will kill you all the same. Guys get obsessed with this. And it's this obsession with aesthetics. I mean, let that sink in. You got a guy sitting here right now, this Alpha M guy, trying to teach guys to be an alpha male, admitting he sounds like a woman. It's his own words. I know I sound like a woman. Guy's got over 3 million subscribers. Poster boy for bodybuilding.com and their lifestyle and the neurotic attitude people have. Because he's sitting there making money. He probably has a 7-figure income. I'll tell you right now, if I had 3 million subscribers, I'd be making $1 million or more a year off my ads alone. This guy's probably a millionaire. Guy's probably a millionaire. In shape. And insecure about his body. Top 1%. How shitty would that be? Could you imagine being in that situation? You'd start chasing this aesthetics obsession. That's the situation you could find yourself in. To be in amazing shape and be a millionaire and still be embarrassed to be seen shirtless, to take your shirt off. Damn. Damn. I'll say it again. That is why I harp on this aesthetic lifestyle. It breeds insecurity. it breeds weakness, and it breeds unhappiness. And I'm not saying I haven't had some unhealthy obsessions. There have been points in my life where I took strength to the point of unhealthiness. I can admit that. You got to find balance with this stuff, guys. You have to find balance in all this. Now, people say, well, you'll never be a world champion if you have balance in your life. That's true. But our audience out here in the fitness world are probably not going to be world champions. There's only a handful of those. You don't build an audience helping world champions. There's only a few dozen of those out there. Majority of people out there, you need to learn to find some balance in all this. Don't get obsessed with stuff that is going to not only hurt you, but it's going to destroy your confidence. That's why I say don't worry about the aesthetics. It's not because your looks don't matter. Not because there's anything wrong with taking some pride in your appearance. There's not. It's when it becomes the obsession to the point to where you look better than most people and you still cry yourself to sleep at night over it and you're scared to take your shirt off to get laid. Alright? That is no way to live your life. That's no way to live your life, and that sure as hell is not alpha. It's the exact opposite. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.
Hey, I wanted to jump in and say something. I think a lot of people, especially when you're younger, there's something going on where you just kind of feel like you deserve your lot in life and to feel miserable, but honestly, you just don't get any extra points for suffering. Life is life. You just have to find a way to believe that you deserve happiness and figure out what that is for you.
There you go.
No one else can tell you what it is.
That's right, and you don't get bonus points for suffering.